Are we live? And hopefully we should be live. And I'm really sorry, everybody. Really apologize that thankfully my mind worked here. I lost the connection to the stream and the game already. The title and everything of the stream will be fixed later, so please bear that in mind. Basically, it reconnected in the OBS, but then I was just... I just realized midway through the session that what if it didn't reconnect because nobody in the chat was active, because earlier I saw a couple of you guys were chatting in the chats, so really apologies about that. We only have a couple of minutes now remaining in the session while I was really laughing and smiling, and that is gonna be Sten Venors, who has lost his car and lost it on his own, maybe. Not sure what happened for them, but look at this, as that is gonna be a problem then. I'm not sure where there's the replay thing. Where does the replay one come? I forgot. Where does the replay... Basically go back to the top. Now, and apologies, as I said, guys, I was live. Basically, in OBS, it showed I was live, but in reality, it wasn't live. So that was really something that... wouldn't want, and definitely we wouldn't want, definitely I didn't want at all, so really sorry about that, because I'm not sure what... Alright, then this is the yellow flag from Sten Vendors, and look at that, they ran wide, just went a little bit wide and then hit the barrier straight in the wall on their own, and that is problematic for them. That is unfortunate for them to end their race, and that was... not sure if they're going to continue, but I believe they should have retired, and they have retired in right now. Meanwhile, Andy is now into the pits. That is nice. Andy Ventus is into the pit lane from... Sorry, that's not... yes, that is indeed Andy Winters. They've now lost out time, but who then takes the lead? Is it going to be Dominic? Dominic currently in second place. Josh Christie, it shows. But I think, yeah, oh, right, then it is Yakir who leads. It is Yakir who leads. Then Dominic in P2. Followed by everybody. And I'm not sure where then it was. Thankfully... title and everything, as I said, will be adjusted later on. Apologies about this mess and chaos. Unfortunately, couldn't do. Yeah, basically, I did it disconnect and then it reconnected in my OBS, but I thought it was going to be back eventually, but it never came back. So thankfully. Before I could see your message, but somehow my, let's say, my mind clicked in that it doesn't reconnect, because I was streaming last night, but on Twitch it does reconnect, but on YouTube it does not. So you have to basically end the live stream and then restart again. That's the reason it basically does. So really apologies about that, but let's see, our leader, it's not the leader, Andy Williams. Winters is now in P8, we know Dominic in P2, and that is Rokach in P1. That is Rokach who comes back into the pits. Rather, while we're going to be watching everything between these drivers. We're gonna just have a look at this. So track map should be back. Let's get the battle out of the way. Meanwhile, we're watching all of this. Still 14 minutes remaining, so everything will remain, and a lot will still happen in this race. Andy has stopped. I believe Dominic stopped as well. I'm not sure where Dominic is right now. Yes, Dominic's into the pits and just exiting the pit lane, so that'll be, counting as well. Meanwhile, another driver in the pits, and that is Dakota, I believe, while Hashim is right there. As let's go back to the intervals and see what is happening between these drivers and the gaps and the gaps between them so that we can get back on and get back out on track to see racing. If they are going to be racing up top, is Jacquet going to be? No, there is quite a lot of gap. Of course, pit stops happening. What about Kane? He's up in P4, P13. I wonder if he's catching up to the car in front. And yes, he is catching up to Josh Christie, who is in P14, P12, and Kane in P13. So then look at this. It's all happening right now between these drivers at the moment. Still a lot remains. Do not go anywhere. So much still remains in this race as we will have more and more drivers fighting each other soon as the ending 10 minutes of this race will start. It will all go crazy. Everything will be crazy moving forward right now. And Mr. Kane must have said that they haven't practiced, but they're a nice and interesting little fight they're in here at the moment. Depending, not sure how long this is going to continue, but Yakir then still continues in P1. So far ahead of everybody. Are they into the pits? Yes, they are. Yakir along with Eric Williams into the pits. What about Josh Christie? He's in the pits as well. Hashim Ali is still staying out, I believe, or are they going to come into the pits as well? By the looks of it, they are way past the pit entry already, so they wouldn't be coming into the pits, and that is Chuck, who has got a drive-through penalty, so that's them going to be getting a penalty right there. Eric Williams is into the pits as well. I wonder if the Chuck's penalty is there, and yes, it is going to be. Can we see how Chuck got the penalty? I'm not sure. They might have sped up into the pit lane. That's the only thing, according to my brain, that works right now. Would have been the case. Kane says overtake. Oh, nice. Kane making an overtake for P12. Let's have a look at this then as we are about to watch out. Kane on their way to get past. Okay, that's because the car in front went to the pit lane. That's how Kane makes an overtake, ladies and gentlemen. As we are now going to be watching drivers. Meanwhile, we're live and it shows another drive-through. I'm not sure why, but Chuck gets it as we should have now. Our race leader, Yakir, is still staying out. He hasn't went into the pits. It showed Yakir in the pits, so I'm not sure if he made it and out of the pits. And yes, all right, so he has pitted. He's out of the pits. Andy Williams now in P2, and that means it is Andy who has been overcut by Yakir. Dominic and Andy both have been overcut by Yakir as it stands. That is brilliant job done by the looks of it so far, which we could pretty much do or see. I wonder if there is preview of this, which I can see if there is a way. Okay, I can see now the game in full screen from OBS, but not the way how we want it. So we're just going to focus on what we have right now, rather try and not lose any action of this race, as Dominic might have the opportunity to get past Andy there, and that was quite close. Really, really close, and now these remaining 10 minutes of this race are going to be absolutely vital for us to watch out, and everybody of you to stick to your screens and not go anywhere, because Andy Winters, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be in all sorts of pressure from Dominic there. Dominic's going to use all of that as we have 15 drivers now remaining in this session, as we've lost out a couple of them, as Dakota in 6th place right now. There might be other drivers closer to each other, but these two are ever closer, as Dominic is going to have his car on the inside. They nearly made contact for a moment as Dominic goes into the back of Andy for a second. You thought they made contact as Andy brakes and then has to take action. There will be, let's say, there will be Dominic. Basically, all right then, so Dominic within half a second of each other. Drive-through penalty to Craig and to Chuck, so then they're going to have to serve that. Meanwhile, we are watching on board with our driver in second place, or third place, basically. That is Dominic. Meanwhile, our leader continues by over 8 seconds. So he's really played out strategy against everybody else. Has Yaki, and Yaki has done a great job to really play that out brilliantly and nicely has done it so far. Meanwhile, we are still on board with Dominic trying to get past Williams there. Andy Winters, sorry, not Williams. There is Williams and Winters, so we should be saying Winters. Andy Winters in these remaining 8 minutes of this race. Hashim Ali is 1.7 seconds to the car in front. Yeah, that is, so possibly a chance for them to get closer to the car in front, let's say, maybe or maybe not, as Andy Winters still running in second place. Dominic is not yet able to get closer to Andy just yet, so that continues so far. Still about 8 minutes remaining in the session, so you'd probably hope that you know, maybe when there's a proper opportunity, a proper chance for him to get past, basically. So let's see what's going to be the case. These guys closer and closer to each other. Any battle you guys would want to see, but I think there is not much that is happening anywhere else on the track between drivers, hence why we are right here between these two drivers, just within a couple of seconds, within a few tenths of each other. And is it going to be Dominic who sends it on the inside line, finally goes for the move? Is there going to be an opportunity as he tries to take that opportunity just about right now? Nearly had it, but Andy does not allow him to get past and still keeps his second place to himself. Absolutely well done, and really well done to Andy there, keeping up his place, keeping up his position, while ooh, that is going to be time now. 6 minutes, while still 6.5 minutes, more than just about less than 7 minutes now remain in this session, in this race still. So that's going to be about possibly 3 more laps. Let's say it's almost a 2-minute a lap average, so that's going to be Dominic once more having the opportunity. A chance on his way is going to arise. He might switch it to the inside line. He's going to back out of it and doesn't quite go for it. Will it be Andy Winters, or will it be Dominic who gets this place to themselves? Dominic's going to have the opportunity. Who are we going to be watching right now? Is Dominic going to send it on the inside line? They nearly squeeze each other there, as just about now Dominic's going to keep his car in control, avoiding any big action. And well done to both of them. You are racing absolutely nicely, and brilliant racing between the two drivers as you get to the end of another lap. And now possibly the remaining 3 laps should, I'd assume, begin before the end of this race here at Sebring International Raceway. All right, this one disappeared, but then it came back again. I'd hope that it has not completely disappeared, and both of them have crashed out, or have they? Because we might have had a disconnection, because you never know what exactly happens between the two drivers. Dominic and Andy Winters might be, I think we might have lost the session, yep. Yeah, all right, yeah, we might have lost the session again. I would have thought these guys are crashing out, but yeah. All right, then we might be able, might be on our way to lose the session once again, I think. Is there a crash? Okay, there might be a crash. Obviously, it's not gonna be showing up. We've disconnected again, at least from the game. I'm not sure if it's gonna be right. 3NW. We're gonna just get back in session. Try and get back into the session. We're gonna try. I wonder if this is the code. This might not be the one. The NW. Okay, F3. Right, we have lost out as is the stream. Okay, stream might be gone again, I guess, but we're gonna continue after everything is done. LGB B7. All right, okay, okay, stream is going. That's great then. Yeah, the game basically disconnected. I thought the stream disconnected, which I was hoping that hasn't disconnected. Basically, because it was, you know, a thing. I'm trying to join back in. I'd hope that we can join. Apologies about that, everybody. Once again, sorry for the tech issues. Of course, this was anyways going to be an unknown, but I just hope that this allows me to get back into the session before the end of the stream. Eventually, this is exactly what it was doing before I connected earlier as well. That simply and yep, so it's not allowing me once again. I guess we're gonna try again. B7, I believe, and then oh, this is not. And anyways, we're to the end of it, so of course usually I wouldn't be showing this code on stream, but anyways, there's not much time remaining. All right, then we're still having issues. Not sure how much time is remaining. If there is enough time remaining before we could join, that's great. But if not, then we might have to let it go, unfortunately, because yep, it's the same for what it should be, but quite unfortunate, of course, as it really is not working. Might have to call it a day right here. Alright, we get it, this copy paste, but again, no, this is not aligned. Basically, same thing it did earlier, wouldn't let us into the session anymore. Okay, let's see. Yep, same as the case. It would randomly then let me in at one point, but not at the other. Right then, we do a spectate and then continue, but nope, it is not allowing, and pretty much just like it did earlier for me, that at one point it would allow me, the other it ended. All right then, so that's going to be the end of it then, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we tried, and I think the race has now been ended. So thank you so much for all of you who tuned in. Apologies about these problems. We will do everything to fix and have these issues fixed by next week, and hopefully nothing like this hopefully will be returning next time around. So thank you so much for all of you to tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed for whatever we caught on screen, and that's going to be it from me and from all of us here at Apex Racing and Chill. It's a goodbye. Take care. Adios.